Aren't you?
That's right. It's me. You didn't think that I was still alive, did you?
You stay out of this.
This time, I'm going to kill you.
Dating back to its origins around 5,000 years ago, martial arts has been a part of the culture and history of societies all throughout the world. Now, most people, when they think about martial arts, they think Asia. But in reality, every culture throughout history has had its own form of martial arts. Now, the Greeks, well, they had wrestling and boxing. Egyptians had boxing and hand-to-hand fighting. Hawaiians developed luau. Indonesians started pencak silat. Capoeira sprung from Brazil. Kung Fu was born in China with origins in India. And in Japan, there was the samurai. It is so hot out here. Nowadays, for most people to study martial arts, whether you're studying Kung Fu on the corner above the diner or off in a secret mountain location somewhere, you're going to be broken up into classes distinguished by belts. Now, while the color progression of belts is different depending on which art form you're studying, the general guideline is white is the lowest and the highest is black. But why black? In martial arts, why are black belts black? Whenever you're ready, why are black belts black?
It's in deference to all the bruises you've received over the years. The belts get darker the more bruises you obtain.
Well, because we don't wash them and they get fungus in them, so they slowly turn black the more you use in sweat.
I don't know, because the guy that decided that he was going to do the whole belt thing decided black was like slimming.
Okay.
But they turn red because you dip them in blood to get rid of the fungus.
And in trying to find the answer, I decided to ask my own martial arts teacher, Brandon Bain, senior instructor at 5 Circles Martial Arts. In martial arts, why is a black belt black?
Ooh, good question. There's a variety of opinions on that, but tradition holds that when you trained in martial arts in the olden days, you wore a white uniform and the belt that came with it, which is white. I mean, it's just your undergarments, basically. And you could wash your uniform, but you never wash that belt. And over time, it gets darker and darker and dirtier and grayer just from sweat and so forth and so on. So the dark belt, the black belt, if you will, came to represent a person who'd spent years and years and years in studying the martial arts. And then when the founder of judo systemized the color belt system that we know today, he adopted that as the senior rank belt.
That man is Jigoro Kano, the founder of judo. In the late 1800s, as he taught judo, he came up with a sash system. See, Kano wanted to have a sign of his students' progress and achievements, and so he came up with the colored sashes to signify their achievements and their proficiency in the art. Even for some arts that don't traditionally have a formal ranking system, they'll still use colored belts. It has become a staple of martial arts study. Even with the common knowledge of black belt being the highest rank, it's not the same for all the martial arts. In some forms of martial arts, red belt is the highest. Now, this story of the sash becoming dirty over time and eventually becoming black is a part of martial arts history and legend. And although the tradition and the story of the black belt are there, some people argue that there's no solid evidence that this is the reason why black belts are black. And because of that lack of evidence, some people say that this story, it's just a myth. And considering the cleanliness standard in some forms of martial arts, they contest that this dirty belt theory is just not possible. You know, that theory aside, other forms of martial arts, they have the rule that you can't wash the belt. Their philosophy being that if you wash the belt, you're essentially washing away all of that knowledge and experience.
So the black belt represents years of training.
I had no idea.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Which is really a pretty neat story.
And you know, the highest one is red, so there you go.
Right. Lots of blood on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why.
That's awesome.
Well, I think that black belts are black because back in the day, they used to start out with white belts, but they kept the same belt until, you know, all throughout their training. And by the time that belt was so dirty that it was black, because they weren't allowed to wash it. So by the time that belt was black, they had gained enough experience to be considered masters of the martial art. And that's why I think the black belts are black.
Is that a guess?
That is actually just a guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is absolutely right.
Is it?
Yes.
Yes!
So the next time you're karate chopping a brick or judo punching somebody in the face, wait, they don't punch in judo, do they? And you stop and wonder, why are black belts black? Now you know why. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. And if you have an idea for a why video, a question that you've wanted answered or want to know the history to, go ahead and leave a comment down below. And be sure to check back often for videos that come out every week.